Have you ever felt that losing someone was the worst thing that could happen to you? What if I told you that sometimes being apart is exactly what two people need to create an unbreakable bond? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of spiritual power couples and how their journey of separation leads to an even stronger union. This isn't just another love story. It's a tale of personal growth, self-discovery, and the magical connection that can happen when two souls find their way back to each other. Think about it for a moment. We often hear that absence makes the heart grow fonder. But in the realm of spiritual connections, it goes much deeper than that. This separation isn't just about missing someone. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, so that when you reunite, you're bringing your whole, healed self to the relationship. It's like two puzzle pieces that needed some reshaping before they could fit together perfectly. But here's the twist. This journey isn't always easy. It can be painful, confusing, and at times you might wonder if it's worth it. But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why this separation is not just necessary, but a powerful tool for creating a bond that nothing can break. Whether you're going through a separation now, have experienced one in the past, or are simply curious about the deeper workings of spiritual relationships, this video is for you. So let's embark on this journey together and uncover the secrets of how separation can lead to the most beautiful reunion. Now, before we dive deeper, I want to share a bit of my own story with you. A few years ago, I thought I had it all figured out. I was in a relationship that seemed perfect on the surface. We shared the same interests, finished each other's sentences, and everyone around us thought we were the ideal couple. But deep down, something felt off. It was like wearing a shoe that looks great, but doesn't quite fit right. You can walk in it, but it's never completely comfortable. Then, life threw me a curveball. My partner and I found ourselves separated by circumstances beyond our control. At first, I was devastated. I couldn't imagine my life without this person who had become such a big part of it. I spent nights wondering why this was happening and if we'd ever find our way back to each other. Little did I know, this separation was about to become the most transformative experience of my life. During this time apart, I was forced to confront parts of myself I had been ignoring. Without the distraction of the relationship, I started to see patterns in my behavior that weren't serving me. I realized I had been looking for someone else to complete me, instead of feeling whole on my own. This separation gave me the gift of solitude, a chance to really get to know myself. I started exploring my own interests, diving deep into my spiritual practices and healing old wounds I didn't even know I had. It wasn't always easy. There were days when I felt lonely and questioned everything. But slowly I began to feel a sense of peace and self-assurance I had never experienced before. As I grew and changed, I started to see my relationship in a new light. I realized that the separation wasn't a punishment or a sign that we weren't meant to be together. Instead, it was an opportunity for both of us to become the best versions of ourselves. And that's when it hit me. This is what spiritual growth in relationships is all about. It's not about finding your other half, but about becoming whole on your own and then choosing to share that wholeness with another complete person. This experience changed not just how I viewed my relationship, but how I understood love and connection on a deeper level. And that's why I'm so excited to share this journey with you today, because I believe that understanding the power of separation in spiritual relationships can be life-changing for so many people. Now let's dive into why separation is sometimes necessary in spiritual relationships. It might seem counterintuitive at first. After all, if two people are meant to be together, shouldn't they stay together? But in the world of spiritual connections, things work a little differently. Separation isn't about breaking apart. It's about creating space for growth. Think of it like this. Have you ever tried to grow two plants in the same small pot? At first, they might seem fine, growing side by side. But as they get bigger, they start to compete for space, for nutrients, for sunlight. Their roots get tangled, and neither plant can reach its full potential. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is to separate them, give them their own pots, their own space to grow. That's exactly what happens in spiritual relationships. When two people in a spiritual relationship separate, it's not because their connection is weak. In fact, it's often because their connection is so strong that the universe recognizes they need time to grow individually before they can truly flourish together. This separation serves several important purposes. Self-discovery. When you're in a relationship, it's easy to lose yourself in the we. Separation gives you the chance to rediscover the I. You get to explore your own interests, dreams, and desires without the influence of another person. This self-discovery is crucial for personal growth and for bringing your authentic self to the relationship. Healing. We all carry wounds from our past, from childhood, from previous relationships, from life experiences. When you're constantly with someone else, it's easy to use the relationship as a band-aid, covering up these wounds without really healing them. Separation provides the space to face these wounds head-on, to heal them properly, so you don't bring that baggage back into the relationship. Building inner strength. Being on your own forces you to develop inner strength and resilience. You learn to comfort yourself, to solve your own problems, to be your own source of happiness. This inner strength is vital for a healthy relationship, where you complement each other rather than depend on each other. Clarity. Distance can provide clarity. When you're apart, you can see the relationship from a new perspective. You might realize what truly matters to you, what you genuinely need in a partner, and whether this relationship aligns with your life path. Appreciation. As the saying goes, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Separation can help you appreciate the good parts of your relationship that you might have been taking for granted. It can reignite the spark and remind you why you chose this person in the first place. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Separation is rarely easy. It can be painful, lonely, and filled with doubt. You might question whether you're doing the right thing, whether the relationship is truly meant to be, or if you're just fooling yourself. These doubts and challenges are a normal part of the process. Loneliness. Suddenly, the person you used to share everything with isn't there. This can leave a big void in your life. Uncertainty. Not knowing what the future holds can be scary. Will you get back together? Are you growing apart? Temptation. You might be tempted to fall back into old patterns or seek comfort in new relationships to fill the void. Impatience. Growth takes time, and you might feel frustrated if you don't see changes happening as quickly as you'd like. Fear. There's often a fear that by growing individually, you might grow apart instead of growing together. These challenges, though difficult, are an important part of the journey. They test your commitment, your faith in the connection, and your willingness to do the inner work necessary for growth. But here's the beautiful thing about separation in spiritual relationships. It's not an end, but a beginning. It's like the cocoon stage of a butterfly. From the outside, it might look like nothing is happening. The caterpillar seems to have disappeared. But inside that cocoon, a magical transformation is taking place. In the same way, the separation period in a spiritual relationship is a time of unseen growth and transformation. You're both going through your own metamorphosis. And when the time is right, when you've both done the necessary inner work, you emerge, not as the same people who separated, but as evolved versions of yourselves, ready to create a stronger, more authentic connection. This is where the magic happens, because now you're not coming together out of need or dependency. You're choosing to be together as whole, complete individuals. You're not looking for someone to complete you, but someone to share your completeness with. And that, my friends, is the foundation of a truly unbreakable bond. In the next part of our journey, we'll explore what happens during this separation period, the journey of self-discovery that both partners embark on. We'll look at how this individual growth ultimately contributes to the strength of the relationship. So stay tuned, because the best is yet to come in this exploration of spiritual power couples and the transformative power of separation. When a spiritual couple separates, it's like each person sets off on their own adventure. This journey isn't about finding new places or meeting new people. It's about exploring the landscape of your own heart and mind. It's a chance to ask yourself those big questions. Who am I when I'm not part of a we? What do I really want from life? What are my dreams, my fears, my true passions? This self-discovery journey is different for everyone. For some, it might involve traveling to new places, seeking out new experiences that challenge them to grow. For others, it could be as simple as spending quiet time alone, journaling, meditating, or picking up a new hobby. The key is to do things that help you connect with your true self. During this time, you might discover parts of yourself you never knew existed. Maybe you realize you have a talent for art that you never explored because your partner wasn't into it. Or perhaps you find that you have a passion for helping others that you want to pursue more seriously. These discoveries are precious gifts that you'll bring back to the relationship when the time is right. One of the most important and often most challenging parts of this journey is facing your shadows. We all have parts of ourselves that we try to hide or ignore. These might be insecurities, fears, or patterns of behavior that we're not proud of. When we're in a relationship, it's easy to use that relationship as a distraction from these shadows. But when we're alone, they often come to the surface. This might sound scary, and honestly, it can be. You might find yourself dealing with feelings of unworthiness, abandonment issues, or fears of intimacy that you didn't even know you had. But here's the thing. Facing these shadows is how we heal. It's like cleaning out a wound. It might hurt at first, but it's necessary for true healing to happen. As you face these parts of yourself, remember to be kind and patient. This isn't about judging yourself or beating yourself up over past mistakes. It's about understanding yourself better, forgiving yourself, and learning how to love all parts of who you are, even the parts that aren't perfect. Being alone during this separation period can feel uncomfortable at first. We're often so used to having someone else around that we forget how to be with ourselves. But this discomfort is where the growth happens. When you're alone, you learn to be your own best friend. You discover how to comfort yourself when you're sad, how to celebrate your own victories, and how to make decisions based on what you truly want, not what you think others expect of you. This is how you build that inner strength that's so crucial for a healthy relationship. You might also find that you develop new coping mechanisms during this time. Maybe you start a daily meditation practice to help manage stress. Or you might discover that going for a run helps clear your mind when you're feeling overwhelmed. These tools and techniques become part of your personal growth toolkit, resources you can use throughout your life, whether you're in a relationship or not. Now, let's talk about how all this personal growth and self-discovery actually strengthens the bond between spiritual partners. It might seem strange. After all, aren't you growing apart during this time? But here's the amazing paradox. By growing as individuals, you're actually creating the potential for a much stronger connection. Think of it like two trees growing side by side. If they're planted too close together when they're young, their growth might be stunted. Their roots compete for nutrients, their branches tangle and block each other's sunlight. But if they're given enough space, each tree can grow strong and tall. And as they grow, their roots can spread out, eventually intertwining deep underground, creating a support system that's much stronger than if they had been forced to grow too close together from the start. That's what happens in a spiritual relationship. The separation allows each person to put down strong roots, to grow into their full potential. And when they come back together, their connection is deeper and stronger than ever before. One of the most beautiful things about reuniting after a period of separation is that you're choosing each other all over again. But this time you're choosing from a place of wholeness, not need. You're not coming together because you feel incomplete on your own, or because you're afraid of being alone. You're coming together because you want to share your life with this person, to grow together, to support each other's journeys. This choice, made from a place of self-love and personal strength, creates a bond that's incredibly resilient. It's a bond based on want, not need, on love, not fear. And that makes all the difference. When challenges come up, as they inevitably do in any relationship, you're better equipped to handle them. You have your own inner resources to draw from. You know how to self-soothe, how to process your emotions in healthy ways. You're not looking to your partner to fix you or make everything okay. Instead, you can stand strong on your own while also supporting each other. Another beautiful aspect of this journey is the deep understanding and empathy it creates between partners. When you've both gone through your own process of growth and self-discovery, you can truly appreciate and support each other's journeys. You understand the courage it takes to face your shadows, the effort required to change old patterns, the joy of discovering new parts of yourself. This shared experience creates a level of intimacy that goes beyond the physical or emotional. It's a spiritual intimacy, a recognition of each other's souls and the journeys they've been on. This understanding allows for a new level of communication in the relationship. You're able to talk about deep, meaningful things because you've both done the inner work. You can support each other's growth because you know how important it is. And you can celebrate each other's victories because you know how hard won they are. After a period of separation and individual growth, there often comes a time when spiritual partners naturally begin to gravitate back towards each other. This reunion isn't forced or planned. It unfolds organically, like flowers blooming when the time is right. But how do you know when it's time? What are the signs that indicate you and your spiritual partner are ready to come back together? Let's explore some of these signs. One of the clearest signs that you're ready to reunite is when you feel complete and content on your own. You're not looking for someone to complete you or fill a void in your life. Instead, you feel whole and happy in yourself, and you're open to sharing that wholeness with someone else. This doesn't mean you never feel lonely or that you don't want a relationship. It means that your happiness and sense of self-worth don't depend on being in a relationship. You know you'd be okay on your own, but you choose to be with your partner because it adds joy to your life, not because you need them to feel okay. Another sign is when you notice that both you and your partner have grown and changed in positive ways. Maybe you see that they've worked on issues that used to cause problems in your relationship. Or perhaps you notice that you're both approaching life with a new level of maturity and wisdom. This growth might be evident in how you communicate, how you handle conflicts, or in the goals and dreams you're pursuing. When you both feel like you've evolved and are excited to share that growth with each other, it's a good sign that you're ready to come back together. After a period of separation and self-discovery, you often develop a deeper understanding of yourself and your partner. You see them more clearly, both their strengths and their flaws, and you accept them for who they are. This acceptance doesn't mean you ignore problems or accept harmful behavior. It means you have a realistic view of who your partner is, and you love and accept them as a whole person, not an idealized version of who you want them to be. When you're ready to reunite, you'll often find that your core values and life directions are aligned. This doesn't mean you have to want exactly the same things, but your big picture goals and what you value most in life should be compatible. Maybe you both realize that personal growth and spiritual development are top priorities for you. Or perhaps you find that you share similar views on how you want to live your lives and what you want to contribute to the world. When the time is right for reunion, you'll likely feel excited about the prospect of building a future together. This isn't just about romantic feelings, although those are important too. It's about looking forward to growing together, supporting each other's dreams, and creating a shared life that's meaningful to both of you. You might find yourselves making plans for the future, talking about how you can support each other's goals, or simply feeling a sense of excitement when you think about where your journey together might lead. A clear sign of readiness for reunion is when you notice that your communication has improved. You're able to express your feelings and needs more clearly, and you're better at listening to and understanding each other. You might also notice that you're better at solving problems together. Instead of getting stuck in the same old arguments, you're able to approach challenges as a team, finding solutions that work for both of you. Finally, there's often just a feeling of rightness when it's time to come back together. This isn't about everything being perfect or easy. It's more of an inner knowing, a sense of peace and excitement about reconnecting with your partner. You might feel drawn to reach out to them, or you might find that you keep running into each other in unexpected ways. There's a sense of flow and ease to your interactions, even if you're dealing with the practical challenges of rebuilding your relationship. Remember, these signs can look different for everyone. The key is to trust your own inner wisdom. If you've done the work on yourself, if you feel whole and complete on your own, and if coming back together feels like a choice made from love rather than need, then you might be ready for reunion. In the next part, we'll explore what it means to be a spiritual power couple, and how this reunited relationship can be a force for good in the world. Stay tuned as we continue to unravel the beautiful journey of separation and reunion in spiritual relationships. The power of a spiritual couple, a force for good in the world. Now that we've explored the journey of separation and reunion, let's dive into what it really means to be a spiritual power couple. This isn't about having special powers or being better than other couples. It's about two whole, evolved individuals coming together to create something greater than themselves. A spiritual power couple is, at its core, a partnership where both individuals are committed to their own personal growth and to supporting each other's evolution. They understand that their relationship is not just about their own happiness, but about how they can positively impact the world around them. Mutual support for growth. They encourage each other to keep growing, learning, and evolving. There's no jealousy when one partner succeeds or fear when one faces challenges. Instead, there's a genuine desire to see each other reach their full potential. Shared vision. While they may have individual goals, they also have a shared vision for their life together and for how they want to contribute to the world. This shared purpose gives their relationship a deeper meaning. Open communication. They've developed the ability to communicate openly and honestly, even about difficult topics. They're not afraid to be vulnerable with each other. Balance of independence and togetherness. They've found a healthy balance between maintaining their individual identities and coming together as a couple. They don't lose themselves in the relationship, but they also know how to truly connect and be present with each other. Spiritual connection. There's a recognition of the spiritual dimension of their relationship. They see their partnership as part of their spiritual path and treat it with reverence. When two people come together in this way, the impact goes far beyond their own relationship. It's like dropping a stone in a pond. The ripples spread out, affecting everything around them. First, they inspire those close to them. Friends and family see what's possible in a relationship when both partners are committed to growth and mutual support. They set a new standard for what love can look like. But it goes even further than that. Because they're both focused on personal growth and making a positive impact, spiritual power couples often find themselves naturally drawn to work that helps others. This might be through their careers, volunteer work, or simply how they interact with people in their daily lives. For example, a spiritual power couple might start a business together that's focused on sustainability, combining their shared values with their individual skills. or they might become mentors to other couples, sharing the wisdom they've gained through their own journey. Even in small ways, these couples make a difference. The way they treat each other with kindness and respect sets an example for others. Their commitment to growth inspires those around them to look at their own lives and relationships differently. While being part of a spiritual power couple is beautiful and rewarding, it doesn't mean life becomes perfect or easy. Challenges still come up. That's just part of being human. The difference is in how these couples face those challenges. Remember all that personal growth and self-discovery we talked about earlier? This is where it really pays off. Because both partners have done their inner work, they have a strong foundation for dealing with whatever life throws their way. When problems arise, they don't see it as a sign that something's wrong with their relationship. Instead, they view challenges as opportunities for further growth, both individually and as a couple. Let's look at some common challenges spiritual couples might face and how they can navigate them. Different paces of growth. Sometimes one partner might go through a period of rapid growth while the other feels stuck. This can create tension or feelings of disconnection. The key here is patience and understanding. Remember that everyone's journey is unique and growth isn't always linear. Support each other through these phases, knowing that it's all part of the process. Balancing individual needs with relationship needs. As you both continue to grow, you might sometimes feel pulled between your individual pursuits and your relationship. The solution is open communication and creative problem solving. Find ways to support each other's individual growth while also nurturing your connection. Dealing with old patterns. Even after lots of personal work, old habits or patterns might sometimes resurface. When this happens, approach it with compassion for yourself and your partner. Use it as an opportunity to go deeper in your healing and understanding. External pressures. The world might not always understand or support your spiritual approach to relationship. You might face judgment or misunderstanding from others. Stand strong in your shared values and vision, supporting each other through these external challenges. Maintaining the spiritual connection. In the busyness of daily life, it can be easy to lose touch with the spiritual aspect of your relationship. Make it a priority to regularly connect on this level, whether through shared spiritual practices, deep conversations, or simply holding the intention to see the sacred in your everyday interactions. The beautiful thing about facing challenges together is that it provides opportunities for even deeper connection and growth. Each challenge you overcome together strengthens your bond and adds to your shared wisdom. Communicate openly and honestly. Approach difficulties with curiosity rather than judgment. Be willing to look at your own part in any conflict. Hold space for each other's feelings and experiences. Seek support when you need it, whether from trusted friends, mentors, or professionals. By facing challenges in this way, you not only strengthen your relationship, but also continue your individual growth journeys. And that's what being a spiritual power couple is all about. Continual growth, both as individuals and as a partnership. Now that we've explored the deep aspects of being a spiritual power couple, let's talk about some practical ways to nurture this special kind of relationship in your daily life. These are simple practices that can help keep your connection strong and vibrant. Morning check-ins. Start your day by taking a few minutes to connect with each other. This could be as simple as sharing what you're grateful for or talking about your intentions for the day. Mindful communication. Practice really listening to each other without interrupting or planning your response. Try to understand not just the words, but the feelings behind them. Shared meditation or prayer. If you have a spiritual practice, consider doing it together sometimes. Even just sitting in silence together for a few minutes can be powerful. Acts of kindness. Look for small ways to show love and support throughout the day. It could be leaving a sweet note, making their favorite meal, or just offering a hug when they seem stressed. Evening reflection. End your day by sharing your experiences. What went well? What was challenging? How did you grow today? Remember, a key part of being a spiritual power couple is supporting each other's individual growth. Here are some ways to do that. Respect each other's alone time. Make sure you both have time and space for individual pursuits and self-reflection. Celebrate growth. When your partner makes progress in their personal journey, celebrate it. Your genuine happiness for their growth will strengthen your bond. Be each other's cheerleader. Encourage each other to take on new challenges and pursue dreams, even if it means stepping out of your comfort zones. Learn together. Take classes, read books, or attend workshops together on topics that interest you both. This shared learning can spark great conversations and mutual growth. Practice forgiveness. Remember that you're both human and will make mistakes. Practice forgiveness of yourself and your partner as part of your growth journey. While spiritual connections go deep, it's also important to keep the joy and playfulness in your relationship. Regular date nights. Set aside time to focus just on each other, away from daily responsibilities. Try new things together. Keep your relationship fresh by regularly trying new activities or adventures together. Express appreciation. Make it a habit to regularly tell your partner what you appreciate about them. Physical affection. Don't underestimate the power of simple physical touch. Holding hands, hugs, or a gentle kiss can help maintain your connection. Laugh together. Find reasons to laugh and be silly together. Humor can be a great way to connect and relieve stress. Remember, these are just suggestions. The most important thing is to find what works for you as a couple. Every relationship is unique, so feel free to create your own practices that align with your shared values and goals. As we wrap up our exploration of spiritual power couples, let's take a moment to reflect on the incredible journey we've discussed. We've traveled from the initial separation, a time that might feel like an ending, but is actually a powerful beginning, through the process of individual growth and self-discovery, to the beautiful reunion of two whole, evolved individuals. We've seen how this journey isn't always easy. It requires courage to face our shadows, strength to stand on our own, and faith to trust in the process. But the rewards are immeasurable. When two people commit to this path of growth and come together from a place of wholeness, they create a relationship that's not just personally fulfilling, but also a force for good in the world. Remember, becoming a spiritual power couple isn't about being perfect. It's about being committed to growth, both individual and shared. It's about supporting each other through challenges, celebrating each other's victories, and always seeing the divine spark in one another, even in difficult moments. This journey of separation and reunion, of individual growth and coming together, is truly a journey of a lifetime. It doesn't end when you reunite. In many ways, that's just the beginning. As you continue to grow together, you'll find new depths to your connection, new ways to support each other, and new opportunities to make a positive impact in the world. So, whether you're currently in a period of separation, in the process of reunion, or simply interested in deepening your current relationship, I encourage you to embrace this journey. Trust in the process, do the inner work, and stay open to the beautiful possibilities that await when two whole individuals come together in spiritual partnership. Remember, your relationship has the power to not only transform your own lives, but also to inspire and uplift those around you. As you walk this path together, you become living examples of what's possible in love and partnership. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of spiritual power couples. May your own journey be filled with growth, love, and the joy of continual discovery, both of yourself and of each other.